Hey everyone, it says we're live. Hi. Welcome to those who watch live, and welcome to those who watch on the replay. Tonight is a meditation practice that will be 30 minutes. So it will be, hold on one second here. Okay. So it'll be about 15 minutes of me chatting with you a little bit about tonight's topic, and then a meditation practice, and then you can go into the rest of your evening or the rest of your day, depending on when you watch this. If you have signed up for my newsletter or you follow me on Instagram or social media, then you know that tonight is the last time in this series that I'm going to do Thursday night live meditation. I will still do live classes, live meditation. I'm going to move it to the morning for many, many reasons, and really excited to get to do that. So stay tuned. If you want updates on that, just check out my website, HeidiSpear.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter also for updates. So because it's YouTube Live, I can't really see who's on or who's showing up, but I thank you and I appreciate you. And I also appreciate the emails that you send me and the direct messages so that I can know how this is going for you. It's really been great to connect with you, especially at this time where a lot of us who are used to meditating in groups with other people, we can't really get together anymore in those public places. So this is really a great way for us to meditate together otherwise. I hope your week has been going really, really well. I know that many of us are struggling on so many different levels. And there are different struggles that are happening now. Some could be primarily financial, some could also be health struggles. Also, things like depression and anxiety are really, really up right now for so many people. And I even have been just joking around, trying to make it light, but it's definitely not like literally funny, about how even some of the people in my life who tend to be really stable, not all of them, but some of them seem like they've been crumbling a little bit. They've been telling me that. I'm not making that judgment. So it's really a challenging time. And I also have been thinking the past couple of days about what an inspiring time it is too. And you probably have heard different quotes. Like there's a quote by Mr. Rogers that has something to do with the fact that anytime there was a crisis, his mother said, look out for the helpers. Like when the crisis was in the news, look out, there are always helpers. And at a time like this, what I find very inspiring are the people who are really inspiring and giving us hope and taking action where they can and doing the things that they can do to help and support, even though it's challenging for them too. So even if you're somebody right now who's going through a hard time and all you can do is take it breath by breath, that's perfect. And if you're someone who has a little more energy, you're feeling a little stronger, then the way that you can inspire others and offer hope and kindness and compassion, that's really needed at a time like this. As challenging as this year has been in 2020, and I'm not minimizing that in any way, as challenging as it has been, it has also called on all of us to continue to rise to be our best selves when we can. Like I said, no judgment if you're feeling sick or you're grieving or you're not up to your best right now and you're just making it through breath by breath. That is totally okay. And you're important in this whole process because everybody is needed. And it's important for you to just have the experience that you're having and take care of yourself. And that's what the poem is going to be about tonight that I'm going to read. So however you're showing up now, the bottom line is that you take care of yourself and make that a priority, and the rest will then be able to fall into place more easily. I'm sure many of you have heard the metaphor by now that people talk about where on an airplane, they always say, put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others. That's probably a really hard message to hear, I'm sure, especially for parents, like put your own oxygen mask on. I've always thought that probably the reason is that if you try to put on someone else's oxygen mask first, I don't know, you might forget about your own, or there just might be a problem there. But if you quickly put yours on first, then you can be there to help all the other people. And so that's the same thing in our lives. If we're going through a specifically hard time and we can't be there for others, that has to be okay with you. And whether it's okay with them or not, they'll eventually need to get over that because the only person who really can do healing from the inside out is you. And all the support that you need is great, and the doctor's help and everything, help and support is great. And that support is really there so that you can do your own inner work and your own healing. So paying attention to yourself is so important, and that's why meditation is so important. It helps self-observation without judgment, and that's a really important practice. So what I'd like to do now is read you a poem that was brought to my attention at a really important time in my life. I've had a few healing opportunities, a time when things were a little bit on the rough side for me physically, to put it lightly. And I was really having a hard time figuring out from doctors and from other people ways to get well, ways to feel better. And my health was very compromised. And I remember at that time in my life, it was hard because really there's no one who could have understood what I was going through, the depths and how challenging it was. And so people were still wanting things from me, wanting my attention or wanting my care or wanting me to show up in certain ways that I just really physically couldn't. And I didn't even have the energy or the ability to really explain in detail what was going on. And so just a challenging time. And someone gave this poem to me at that time. And so I really want to share it with you. And some of you probably have heard of this poem before because it's by Mary Oliver. And so this was many, many years ago when someone showed this to me, and I had never heard it, and I didn't really even know much about Mary Oliver. So I'm going to share this with you. I am reading this from her book called Devotions. I would imagine this is in other books of hers as well, and of course, probably very easy to find on the internet. And if you've heard this before, you can just close your eyes if you want. You can close your eyes even if you haven't. And just take a moment and hear these words by Mary Oliver called The Journey. One day, you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble, and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do. Though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough, and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. I want to read that again. As you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. That's by Mary Oliver, The Journey. When I first read that poem, and if this is your first time hearing it, you may feel similarly. I thought, that seems a little bit harsh, I thought. Determined to save the only life you could save. So I should just save my own life and not be really thinking about all the other people in my life who matter to me. It seemed like a big thing at first. But it resonated in that moment where things were so hard, and that putting one foot in front of the other was actually the best practice. And I remember my yoga teacher, I always refer to her as my yoga teacher. You've heard me talk about her before. Her name is Sudha Lundeen. I feel like we really want to give credit where credit is due. And she is a yoga teacher that many people know and work with. And she would say to me sometimes, really with compassion, if you can just take the next breath, sometimes that's all you do. Take life one breath at a time. And that's something I practice in meditation. I teach in meditation. And that's one of the ways that meditation comes off the cushion and into our life. And it's interesting for me how much space that did create for me when I thought, okay, just work on one breath at a time. When I was writing books, it would be just get this page done, one page at a time, because I had a very tight deadline, very tight. So it was like, focus on this page, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. One page at a time, one page at a time, one page at a time. And so that really helps me to just think in smaller steps. And so this thing about in this poem where it says, really let the other voices go if they're bad advice and all of this, let it all go, let it all go. For me, that just felt so poignant in that moment because I knew that the only person who would know what I really need was myself. And that doesn't make that easy. I enjoy hearing other people's advice. I really enjoy it. And I want to hear it when I ask for it. When I ask for it, I want to know. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to take that advice. Sometimes I can, and sometimes I'm like that. Unfortunately, that just can't work. That can't work with how my mind works. That doesn't work with it just doesn't work for me. And that's not always an easy thing to say to people we love, to people we care about. Because for most of us, we want to please the people that we care about, not even just on that level of someone being a people pleaser, but because I think for most humans, if not everyone, it gives us joy to see people we love happy, to see people we love well. And so even well-meaning advice or even well-meaning other voices sometimes sadly just can't know what's best for you. And really, you're the only one. And life can be a challenging journey with ups and downs. So this poem, The Journey, when I read it and when I think about it and why I'm sharing it with you is this is a tough time and people are going through waves, ups and downs. You can usually notice that in your own life, in your own days anyway, but for a lot of us, it's happening in a more obvious way. And sometimes more obvious ups and downs in one day. Just trying to keep equilibrium for so many is a challenge, and that's okay. So many of us are in this together in one way or another. So, this poem by Mary Oliver with this journey and learning to save your life, if you're feeling in that kind of position that's so hard, give yourself the permission to take care now. And know that the tools that you learn as you heal and get better and stronger through whatever you're going through will help you on the other side. And it may not look that way right now. And if you're someone who's not struggling so much, see if you can build compassion more and more and more. Almost make it a compassion contest for yourself, between you and yourself. How compassionate can you be with the suffering that is going on all around in so many ways? A compassionate contest. I like that kind. So just something to think about. Something to think about right now. I hope that you'll continue to join me in meditations and live meditations. There's so many things that we'll be able to talk about, not only poetry and excerpts from other books, but different types of meditation and ways of connecting. Because if you're someone who cares about mindfulness and who cares about connecting from the heart, spending time with other people who feel the same will help restore you and will help bring you back to a sense of equilibrium so you can get back out into the world and do what you need to do. Okay, so after that poem by Mary Oliver and a little bit of reflection, let's do our meditation practice. You know what to do now. Come into a comfortable seated position. So get into a position that's comfortable for you tonight, and it might look different from other positions that you've meditated in before. See how your body is tonight, so go ahead and get comfortable. And once you're comfortable, close the eyes and take a nice deep inhale through the nose and a long exhale through the mouth. They say that to help engage the relaxation response, one of the things you can do is make the exhale longer than the inhale. Let's try that. So inhale to the count of three. One, two, three. And now slowly exhale. Let's do to the count of five. One, two, three, four, five. Take a couple additional deep breaths slowly and gently at your own pace. See if you can just make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. And when you're done with those deep breaths, return to normal breathing. As you settle for meditation, begin to invite the body to relax. Feel the sitting bones pressing into the cushion. Feel the crown of your head lifting toward the sky. And notice how you feel without having any negative results or stories or expectations around how you should be feeling. As you sit here, notice how you feel and simply invite the body to relax. And you're inviting without forcing, no forcing, just inviting the body to relax as your eyes are closed and you sit for meditation. Invite the muscles of the face to relax. Invite the forehead to relax. Allow the jaw to relax and invite relaxation down the body, so down the shoulders and the arms. Invite relaxation down the hands and the fingers. Be sure your breath is flowing in and out at a natural pace. Invite relaxation now down the chest, the front and the back body. And inside the chest, let the heart be soft. Become aware of the miracle of the breath as it flows in the nose and into the lungs. Invite relaxation down the whole torso, the back, the front. Invite the arms and the hands and the fingers to relax. Continuing to let the breath flow in and flow out. Invite relaxation now down the legs and the feet and the toes. Be sure the jaw is relaxed as the breath flows in and out. Scan the body now and notice if there's anywhere where you feel some tension. And if you notice that spot, just gently keep your awareness there and imagine that the breath can flow into that spot, and with energy, it can help release that tension. Where your awareness goes, where your breath goes, energy follows. So if there's a place where there's a little bit of tension, allow your awareness gently to be there and just imagine that as you breathe in and as you breathe out, you're helping undo that knotted tension or undo that buildup of stress in that part of your body. To do this for a few more breaths, scanning the body, and if there's some place that's a little tight or tense, see if you can invite breath there and allow it to relax. It takes time, so no forcing, just inviting. And now bring your awareness to your heart center. When you do this, you may want to place your hand on your heart. So either with your hand there on your heart or not, holding yourself in your awareness, send yourself the wish, may I be happy. Letting the breath flow in and out, silently say to yourself, may I be healthy. May I know peace. And now as your breath flows in and out, hold in your awareness someone it's so easy for you to love. Someone it's so easy for you to love. And if more than one person floats into your awareness, that's totally great. Invite those in. And now holding those beloved people in your awareness, send the wish, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know peace. Now hold in your awareness someone who's been on your mind today, maybe more than usual. Someone who's been on your mind, maybe more than usual. And send the wish, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know peace. Now hold in your awareness somebody or people who come to mind who are going through a really big transition right now or struggling to find their way. Someone you're aware of who's really trying to figure things out. Might be yourself, might be others as well. Or someone who's embarking on a big change or a move, something big right now. And holding them in your awareness, send the wish, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know peace. And now hold in your awareness someone with whom you have a small conflict. It doesn't need to be something big. Maybe there's a misunderstanding or tension or something you don't quite understand, but you have a small conflict. And holding them in your awareness, silently send the wish, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know peace. And now hold in your awareness all beings everywhere. All beings everywhere. See who comes to mind, maybe past co-workers, family members, people you haven't seen in a while, people you know who are struggling, people you know who might be doing well lately, people who you see at the grocery store, people who've helped you out, new friends, old friends, people you'll never meet. Holding all beings in your awareness, silently send the wish, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you know peace. Noticing how you feel in the body, and if your hand is on your heart, you can replace it into your lap. See if you can fill your whole body with feelings of loving kindness. Filling your whole body with loving kindness. See if you can do that. Preparing to come out of meditation, listen for the sound of the chime. Follow the sound with your awareness till you don't hear it anymore. And then slowly open your eyes. Very good. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale at your own pace. And get comfortable. You might want to shift the body a little. You've been sitting for a good meditation time, so go ahead and shift the body a little. You can have a sip of tea. I will take a sip of water. To demonstrate the importance of hydration. So in the last few moments, I just want to review that I read a poem tonight by Mary Oliver, and I'm sure you can find that online or purchase one of her books. Be great if you could even purchase from an independent bookstore. I love independent bookstores, and they could use our help always, and especially now. So one fun thing to do is if I hear about a book that I want to buy or something, sometimes I just make a list. And then when I have time to go to the independent bookstore, I go there once I have my list. And it's fun, and especially now, to interact with some people, to support a small business. It's really, really great. So if you start to hear about books that are interesting to you, you may want to make a little list and then check out your independent bookstore. I'm sure they'd be really appreciative of that. In our last few moments, what I'd like for you to take a moment to think about for yourself is how you're feeling today. Perhaps you're feeling in a more upbeat mood. Maybe something great happened today. Perhaps you're not feeling so well and having a bit of a struggle to make it through the days. Maybe you're extra exhausted. Allow yourself to be however you are in each moment, and also allow for the possibility for it to shift. That's one of the most important things I've learned in meditation. I probably will end up saying that a lot because I've learned so many important things. But one of them is learning how to not hold tight to however you're feeling in the moment. So, for example, if you're feeling really good in the moment, then enjoy that and be grateful, knowing that it can shift at any time, and that's okay. That's what happens. We shift all the time. And likewise, if you're having a very hard moment right now and a very hard time, see if you cannot hold on to that and think, this is so upsetting. I'm just going to be so upset. I'm going to be so upset all night. I'm going to be so upset tomorrow. I'm just going to be upset about this. I'm just going to be upset. Try not to hang on to that, because if you don't hang on, it could shift and you could end up feeling better and spacious. You could end up having an epiphany about something important. So just be open to your mood shifting and to your emotion shifting, whether good or bad, according to how you judge them. And it helps us shift and ride the waves of life. We really can't help that life is shifting and energy moves and changes. That's the nature of life. So learning to not hang on or hold on, it's a practice for all of us, and it can be really great and show us some pretty amazing things about life. Thank you all for being here, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Thank you when you reach out. And I've had people sometimes reach out and say, oh, I can't find it on YouTube. Where is it? And I appreciate helping people find it, this meditation. And again, for announcements about more ways that we can continue to meditate together, even more face-to-face, where we can have a little more interaction, there will be some opportunities for that coming soon. So check out my website, www.heidispeer.com. Sign up for my newsletter. That's a great way to stay in touch. And the best platform to follow me on is Instagram, but I'm also on Facebook at Heidi E. Speer, middle initial E. Heidi E. Spear. My preferred, though, is Instagram, and that you sign up for my newsletter so we can stay in touch and I can keep you informed and give you details and additional resources and pictures of the beautiful Berkshires and different places where I visit and where I live. So enjoy the rest of your evening just to the best of your ability to just enjoy the present moment. And I hope that you sleep really well this evening whenever you see this. And I look forward to meditating with you more again soon. Take care. Good night.